Okay, so last thing, when we move forward, I was on the wrong button. We talked about this yesterday about how much sedentary time we have. For those of you that remember this, do you remember how many hours of sedentary time of average adult in America, United States, I should say? Yes? It's 9.4, but yes. So one of the things I want us to think about is when we sit for long periods of time, I realize we're doing this a bit in total health, so everybody stand up, you get to listen to me for 1 second. Up, I know. You can stretch, move. What happens when we sit too much? We get more tired. Our brain stops working. Yes, we gain weight because we're not as active, but the two things that I think are interesting is how our joints hurt more when we sit more. Yes, for our patients too. And then it creates food cravings because when we're tired, we look for what? Sugar, carbohydrates. Sometimes it's good sugar, sometimes it's bad. So everybody says, well, how do I test my longevity? Well, I have a test for you. Now, I'm in a skirt. I still will do this. Does anybody want to try my longevity test? Who's seen this? Ah, a few of you. Ugh. I call these long femurs, anatomically correct. I don't have long femurs. So this is the sit to rise test. If you can do this without any assistance, you get a full 10. If you need any forms of these five assisted ways to bring yourself up, you lose 1 point off of 10. Who's competitive? Okay, if you'd like to try it, all you do is you go sit to rise and sit by a chair. The goal is a score of 8. Who's in? Who wants to watch? What about everybody else? I have a ride to catch, people. I've got to get on this plane. All right, you ready? Okay, so all we're going to do, if those of you want to do it, I'm going to do it in a skirt, is you're going to come on down to a sit position, okay, here, and then can you get up by yourself? Now, I am going to tell you I'm in heels, so I need a hand, but I always need a hand. And everybody, can you come all the way up? That was pretty impressive. You did use a leg, so -1. Did anyone get 8 or above? Yay! Yes, good job. So that is actually the longevity test. You can sit back down. So does anybody know in clinical, I also call this a fall prevention test. But this is actually one of the true tests of longevity. So this comes from muscle mass, good nutrition, my brain health, my ability to do it. It's actually a really cool evidence-based ways to measure our test. So I want to take you back with, yes, nutrition, but one of the biggest things I want you to take back to your world, yes, exercise, great, love it, lift some weights, would love if you all did that. But can we just reduce our inactivity during the day? So the number one thing I always tell people is it's simple. If we can think about moving a little bit, 1 minute every hour or 2 minutes every 2 hours. I don't know about you, but that hour goes by real fast and I'm in the middle of one more thing. So I tend to ignore this thing. So I actually really am good about setting a timer because even though my watch may tell me to get up, I sort of sometimes I'm like, off you go. So I think setting that timer to move would be great. However, it's sometimes difficult. So one of the best things that you can do is move 5 minutes after your last meal of the day. Not only does it help with you disposing of that glucose, the fuel that you take in, it's great for your mental health, it helps your sleep. If you're stuck seated or you feel like being seated, I want you to do what I designed as my airplane workout. I started flying a lot for these total health conferences last year, but in plane, not a lot of room. So I did this workout. So let's do it really quick. Sorry, the heel raises should have had a bullet, but it didn't, but go with me. Lift up your heels and back down. These are also called soleus push-ups. The University of Texas did a huge study about using these as in glucose disposal in healthy adults. It was a lot of volume, but when you're thinking about getting stuck, this is great for you, great for your patients, great for us to do. Next, I want you to squeeze your booty. I know it's weird, but you're sitting on it. It's fine. Squeeze your butt and then relax your butt. Notice that your pelvis lifts up. This is a little bit of pelvic floor. Nice, right? Squeezing your booty. Next, I'm going to pull my belly button in, tightening my belly button and relax. And then I'm going to just pull my shoulder blades back. So you're already all exercising. Heel lifts. Okay, squeeze your butt. I can tell those of you that are doing it. You know why? Because your head moves, right? It's true. Pull your shoulder or belly button in, and then squeeze your shoulder blades. Easy peasy, right? Really simple to do. The biggest thing that I want people to think about when I think about healthy lifestyle is this, okay? Yes? Did everyone take one thing home they can take with them? Yes? Maybe 2? Just kidding. All right. With that said, I want to thank you all so much for putting up with me and listening. Obviously, I was here much more than normal, but I really appreciate being able to bring this information in to these conferences. I know there's a lot of learning, and we still have to do another push of the end of today. Of course, I want to thank Total Health. Also, your feedback on things like this and this content is really helpful. So if you found it valuable, make sure that you let the team know through the survey or just communicating that we want to make this the best experience. Again, time is our non-renewable commodity, so your time is very, very valuable. With that said, I'm going to buzz off to the airport because I've got to go back to Phoenix. And thank you all for having me here, and good to see everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks, everybody.